Hello, my project number is J-1040. The title of my project is Which Bread Rises to the Top? In my project, I researched the amount of hydration, 75 grams, 100 grams, and 125 grams in a sourdough bread starter causes a bread to rise the most. The purpose of my project. This project was chosen due to an interest in baking in the last couple months and a need to learn how to make the best sourdough bread. My hypothesis for my project was if the hydration levels in bread are higher, then the bread will rise taller because the yeast in the bread needs water to rise. The more water in the bread, the more the bread will rise. After I chosen my topic, I researched my topic. When researching, I learned that bread was invented 30,000 years ago. This was discovered when scientists found traces of a flour-like material on rocks. I also researched other people's results in changing the hydration in sourdough bread. Often, the bread with the more water was more bigger. After I was done researching, I was ready to start my experiment. My materials I used were bowls and containers, water, all-purpose flour, whole rye flour, molasses, bread flour, whole wheat flour, salt, tape measure, a knife, a cast iron pot, parchment paper, towels, and spoons. For my procedure, I first gathered my materials. Then I made my bread starter. I fed my starter till it was ready for the next steps. When the bread was ready, I added my other ingredients and did any additional steps. After that, I let my bread rise, and then I shaped the dough, then baked the dough. After I did this with my first bread, I repeated with the other two hydrations, and then I compared my results. My results were that the 100 grams of hydration had the bread rise to the tallest, but the most hydration made the bread rise, have the most diameter. As I expected, the 75 grams of hydration in the bread starter made the bread the smallest. Here I have pictures of my breads. This one is the 75 grams from up top. This is the side view of the 75 grams. This is the top of the 100 grams. This is the top of the side view of the 100 grams. This is the top view of the 125 grams, and this is the side view of 125 grams. In conclusion, since bread making is as much as a science as an art, there may have been many errors in my experiment. First of all, it's impossible to keep all the breads the same. They are not in a controlled environment. Every day the conditions of temperature and humidity change, which and affects the bread. Also, not all these breads, since this was a controlled experiment, all the breads had to rise for the same amount of time. Not all the breads were ready to be baked when they were baked. And in conclusion, this project would have has many things In conclusion, this project had many things I would change if I did it again. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed